Check it out. Thursdays, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, noon Eastern. A healthy dose of Jersey Girl wisdom. Live with Rev Jersey Girl. Sponsored by New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Hello. I am so excited to be here with you today. This is Rev Jersey Girl on the Jersey Girl Wisdom Show on New Thought Media Network. And I'm really excited. I am. The excitement has been building from only a couple of hours ago. But here's what happens. Here's the beauty of creativity and inspiration when you remain open and you surrender. This is what happens. Yesterday, one of my colleagues, the Reverend Dr. Kathy Ann Lewis, I want to sing her praises because God knows the woman has found, I don't know if she found it, but she has created a community in Seattle that is absolutely prosperous, has been for years. The woman reeks of prosperity and good, and it's truly a beautiful thing. She's a great example. And so she started this conversation. I'm a little fast this morning because I'm worked up. So she started this conversation on the Google listserv, which is where we ministers have a flow of a conversation. And she started talking about her love of tithing and why she tithes, and then the conversation started to turn to about why we as ministers tithe, but why we're sometimes reluctant to speak about tithing. But I am a tither. I want to say that. I confess, I give 10% of my income gross. That means off the top. I don't wait to take out any cost of anything. And I have been doing this for many years. And what it has afforded me an expansion of consciousness, which we'll talk, more about in just a couple of minutes. But one thing I know is that prosperity and money and anything related to this is often a subject that is avoided with spiritual humans. We have made it a dirty conversation way too long. In Mark Waldman's book, that's Mark Waldman, and maybe somebody here will remind me the name of the book, about brain science something. His opening chapter, he actually decided to talk about prosperity. And he was so crisp and so clear that we say that if we wanted happiness or we wanted money, we choose happiness. And that sounds like the right answer. But Mark strikes a point really, really well, that it's not that you can't be happy without money. But I bet if you're listening to me or others who will listen, when you've not had money, life is hard. Life is stressful. I've had money and I've not had money. And let me tell you, I like having money. I like paying my bills. I like giving money away. I like having extra money in my checkbook. All right. Can I get an amen on that? And this is what I know. There have been people in my world who have been inspiring me around money and prosperity for years, for years. So I'm going to start my list. I'm going to do quick gratitude. And I'm going to say to you, if you're watching and you're on Facebook, put in the people who have inspired you, or even if you're not where you want to be, that maybe the source that you go to, whoever it is, when you need to be uplifted regarding your prosperity consciousness. Okay. So I'm just going to, since it's current right now, I'm going to say thank you, Kathy Ann Lewis. Thank you. Honestly. Thank you, John Randolph Price. Who doesn't love? Oh, Neuro Wisdom, Mark Waldman. Thank you, Neil Pinkman, my beloved husband. That's right. That was the book. And thank you, John Randolph Price, who the beloved man before he passed wrote the foreword in this book. This is my book, Prosperous Me, and we'll get around to that. And he wrote the foreword in that book, and it has meant so much to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Edwin Gaines. Thank you, Edwin Gaines. She has kicked my butt. Thank you to Stretton Smith, who's no longer with us. Stretton Smith and his, I'm going to say this to be funny, your daughters. Okay, good. The boring tapes that Stretton Smith made for the 4T program, the tithing of time, talent, and treasure. And yet that is the course that shifted my consciousness. I came from not tithing and barely giving and kind of scrunching money to giving, to absolutely giving. And I never turned back. I took that course in the summer. Oh, Catherine Ponders, hallelujah. I took the 4T course. It has to be 22 years ago or 23 years ago, the first time. And then, of course, I've taught that course many times. And that summer, I came from penny pinching to giving of 10%, and I've never turned back. Why? Because it shifted my consciousness. It absolutely shifted my consciousness. So in this great conversation we had with the ministers today, I did get very inspired, and I decided to talk to you today about prosperity. Now, let's be real. Prosperity is held differently in each individual. If you're struggling to pay any bills, paying your bills might feel prosperous. To those who are driving a Tesla, maybe two Teslas is what you think of as prosperity. So let's take judgment off the table. Let's take all judgment of prosperity off the table, because I don't know you. I don't know what's in your mind, but I know that when I was reared, and I think I mentioned this last week, I was reared with the statement, they are filthy rich. So from a young girl, I had filthy hooked into prosperity. How was I going to have a good feeling about that? So I have brought together and I created a handout. And if you want that handout, you're going to send an email to revjerseygirl@gmail.com, and I'll send you this document, and it's the 10 ways to shift your lack thinking now. Okay. Is this a complete list? No. Is this the Bible of prosperity? No. But it's a really good practical beginning. It's a good practical beginning. So number one at the top of my list is stop speaking against yourself. Stop it. Stop with any and all language that says, I don't have enough. Instead of saying, I can't afford something, turn it into, it's not in my budget at this time. Stop holding yourself as if you are not the recipient of of universal abundance, and as if your divine birthright was not all that is. See, you and I are standing on equal level ground, and every single one of us has the right to expect and deserves the full measure of what's available. But where we differ is where we language it irresponsibly. So you might think to yourself, okay, but I don't believe it. Don't worry about believing it yet. First, speak it. Speak it often enough, and the belief will follow. Because often the automatic beliefs are created out of what was. So beliefs are not all that they're cracked up to be, because belief, in the middle of the word belief, is the word lie. Right? You get that? So a belief is valuable or not according to what you believe in. It is always qualified. So if you believe in lack, well, okay. But if you believe that I am deserving of the full measure of my good, my divine birthright is the same of the divine birthright of every individual that has enough and more than enough and even more than enough. Okay, that's the belief system that you want to have, and it has to be chosen. So it's 11 minutes in. On this document, by the way, I have put my new foundation and New Thought Media at the bottom of it. Both of these organizations are very worthy of your tithing. Every week I say to you, please give to this worthy, this powerful, lovely nonprofit organization that unfortunately is still functioning as a nonprofit. Let's raise them. Matter of fact, maybe for a week or 2 weeks, don't just give of a donation, give your tithe. And I'm going to prove to you why that's a good thing. But have New Thought Media Network be part of that. Okay. So we're going to learn to create by design, not by default. So when you language what you want, you are creating by design. When you lean on what's around you and you lean on what you've been taught from the past, that's by default. We don't want to do that. We want to speak, believe, and act from design. By the way, if my power goes out, I have workers redoing my house. So I'll be back to you and Diego will take care of me. Okay. Number 2, you've heard of test drive when you go out and test drive a car. I'm going to tell you, are you listening? I want you to listen right now. I want you to test tithe for 90 days. I don't care where you tithe to, although, no, that's not true. I do care. Tithe to a source of inspiration. Try it. 30 days is not enough. 60 days is better. 90 days, you're going to feel it. You're going to, I don't know about you. Here, I happen to have $100 bill sitting here. If right now, if this bill was just given to me, this bill in my hands absolutely inspires me to immediately turn around and give the 10% away. Immediately. I don't wait to think about it. I don't worry about, oh, do I have enough money to pay my bills? Tithing, yes, it came out of Christianity. Yes, it might be new to you. It might not be a language that you're used to, but it is something that many, many, many people do, especially because it raises consciousness. It shifts consciousness and allows you to realize, and you're going to hear this theme a lot now in my talk today, it increases your flow. It increases the flow, which leads me to number 3, raise your outgo. I've never heard this word before. Matter of fact, this came from Dr. Kathy Ann Lewis from Seattle. So see, does Kathy Ann Lewis not deserve a tithe because I'm so inspired today? Would I not now want to turn and give to her because she has inspired this feeling in me? Absolutely. If we all always shared our flow, imagine what a world it would be. Anyway, the word outgo came from Joel Goldsmith. I don't remember the name of the book that she mentioned, but it came out of a book by Joel Goldsmith. Raise your outgo. That's the same thing as tithe, but it's also the same thing about giving more to the waiter, the waitress. Sometimes when I get gas, and I say sometimes because if I don't have cash, I give to the person. Oh, this is New Jersey, and around the country, you guys pump your own gas. In New Jersey, someone else pumps our gas. I don't have to get out of the car in the rain and the cold. I give money to that person. I share of my wealth because that person is taking care of me. One day I was in a restaurant and the busboy, this young man, he works over here in Denville, New Jersey. He's the sweet, I forget his name, and he was running around like a chicken without a head, taking care of everybody. One of the most conscientious young men that I have seen in a long time. I just walked up, I paid I tipped my waitress, but I gave him a $5 bill and I looked at him and said, "Good job. Thank you." Increase your outgo. Number three, be generous of heart. If you can't give money, give love. If you can't, if you really can't, if you really, really, really can't, give love, give kindness, send notes of in the snail mail. All right, you're going to whine about that. Send text, send emails. Be the source of good for another. You see, because if it comes through up and out of you, it increases that within you. Okay? Number five. Now, this is a little bit more of a to-do thing, which is fine. You have to do. Okay? Don't think this is a sit on my pillow and wish my good to come. Track your income for 90 days. I just learned this from a woman. Her name is Monica Shaw. Get a journal, get a Word doc. I put mine in a Word doc, and I created a word table, and I put 1 to 90. Every day, track your income. If you get a small check in the mail, write that down. If when you get your pay, write it down. Track your income. Will there be days with zeros? Yes. Don't worry about the zeros. Focus on the money that comes in. And if enough zeros happen, enough days in the row, ask yourself, what do I have to do differently? If you are somebody and you live by commission or you live by services that are paid, ask yourself, what do I have to do to generate more money? The zeros should not be a stopgap. The zeros should be a source of inspiration. Choose to give and choose to not give. I'm sorry. Choose to act from that place of I deserve to receive. And by tracking it, and it's a known thing that if you whatever you want to increase, track it. Almost every church or spiritual community in that I know of tracks their Sunday attendance. Why? Because we're looking for patterns and rhythms. We're looking for that. And so pay attention and see where your money is coming from also. Track it for 90 days. Okay. 6. I have seen people bitch, moan, complain, and whine about bills. And I got to tell you, why would we whine when we have somebody already gave you that service? Somebody already provided the electricity. Someone let you walk out of the store with your little snow globe for my grandchildren. Someone let you walk out of a store with a product. Now, I don't use credit cards that much, almost at all, on occasion. But someone let you walk away with a product, trusting you would pay them. Why would we complain about a credit card bill? Why complain about an electric bill? Why complain about any of those things? Pay joyfully. Pay your bills, blessing them. Remember, well, this will lead to number 7. But so let me tie it into 7. You are the vessel. through which source flows. You want to call it source, you can call it God, you can call it spirit. So if I'm the vessel, I want to give from that place. I want to give joyfully. I want to pay my bills joyfully. I want to do whatever I can so that the activity that I'm involved in is one that, and quite honestly, it's about love. If you're being the presence of love and you're living in right relationship, first with yourself, the people that you sleep with in your own home, like work from the center out, your family, your neighbors, be that, okay? So this might be the one more difficult one though. You have to know who you are. You want to know what's in your consciousness. And it's not just the belief of I deserve to receive or I don't. If for some reason you're walking around angry, if you're walking around judgmental, if you're walking around and you're not forgiving individuals in your life that by forgiving them you could free yourself, that those things in and of themselves clog the flow. I have never seen a prosperity program that did not include forgiveness. Forgiveness opens us up to greater good. Opens us up to greater good. Okay, number 8. Whew, I'm speaking so quickly. Number 8, practice gratitude all day, every day, all day, every day. Did you wake up? Huh, praise Spirit. Are you breathing? Praise Spirit. Praise Source. Or just be grateful. Did you get out of bed on your own 2 legs? Oh, be grateful. Did you eat today? Be grateful. Do you have a device to watch this on Facebook? Be grateful. Whatever you do, be grateful. Come from gratitude. Gratitude grows prosperity and it grows a prosperity consciousness. It absolutely grows prosperity consciousness. But do it. Do it generously. Have a generous heart everywhere. Just to slow it down for 1 second. When there is enough flow happening in the world, there's life and there is, if you cut off a river, completely cut it off, then that which is downriver from that flow will eventually dry up and die. If you cut off circulation in a limb, whatever is down from that place where you cut it off is going to wither and die. It is natural to give. It is healthy to give. And if you are judging people, if you have judgments about rich people, stop it. Stop it. I'm serious. Let you can't do anything about it anyway. What they have does not take away from you. There is enough food to feed the entire earth. There's a distribution problem. And who said there's not a prosperity problem, there's an imagination problem? I don't remember who said that. Somebody will tell me who that is. If we could simply use our imagination and create sources to be able to take all that is already here and share it with the masses, there'd be a lot less people doing without. A lot less people. Okay. Number 9, get up and do something every day. Okay. So today is, what's today? May 12th? May 13th. May 13th. You're listening to me now. I've either pissed you off by now or I've inspired you, and maybe a combination of both. Maybe you're feeling like, oh man, I'm never going to be able to do that. I don't know what you're feeling. I'm not there with you. But what I know is you cannot you cannot sit around and complain and think there's going to be increase. You can't do it. So you might not know exactly what to do or when to do it. So this is my suggestion. When in doubt, do something in your home. Clean up something. Literally clean it. I mean, and this is another part of prosperity. Almost every prosperity program tells you to clean up. If Now I gotta admit, if you saw my desk right now, there's some chaos. However, what I know is that we're not moving, but we're building in our home, so I have chaos almost everywhere right now. But this is very temporary. But a while back, the root of affluent means flow. Ah, thank you there. The root of affluent means flow. There you go. Thanks for reminding me of that, Neil. When oh, I can't remember what I read or what I was doing. Maybe I was teaching a prosperity course because when I teach it, I get inspired. And I turned around and I started organizing things in my home. And when I organize things and I have my hands on them, I also have an appreciation for them. But if you keep walking by that closet, that's a disaster. If you keep opening that drawer, that is a disaster. If you keep allowing for chaos to be in your life, when you want prosperity, because prosperity is something, let me tell you, people who have money are pretty organized. They're organized. Often, if you go into the home of somebody who's prosperous, they're organized. They're clear, they're clean. They know how much money's in the bank, by the way. If you think to yourself, if I asked you right now how much money was in the bank and you couldn't tell me, I would wonder why. People who understand money and have money have a good relationship with their money. These are all things that you can do. Get clear, clean your home, go into your bank account, stay aware of what you have, and give from that place. Um, Number 10. Okay. Expect to thrive. And Diego, if you could put that in a banner real quick, I'd love that. Expect to thrive. This is part of how we create by design. Set your expectations, no matter who you are. I don't care if it's months, I don't care if it's years. Yes, there you go. Expect to thrive. I don't care how long it's been. You, they make their bed. Oh, yes, rich people make their bed. That's the other thing. That's true. If you want to change your experience, it has to start with your expectations. You must set yourself up for success. Stop thinking that what was determines what is. The way we say it in religious sciences, principle is not bound by precedent. Or was that Thomas Troward? I think that was Thomas Troward. Principle is not bound by precedent. Please hear me. I say this to you from the most loving and the place that I've used to raise my own income in my experience. You are not stuck by what was. You are not limited by what was. You are not. You are not. You are not. You are not. Speak your new reality. Expect your new reality. And simply, if you're going to cut off the flow of something, cut off the flow of judgment, cut off the flow of negativity, cut off the flow of condemning others who have. Do that. Do that. Remember, you're not going to get all the words I spoke, but if you want a copy of this, send an email to revjerseygirl@gmail.com, and I will pop this in the email to you, and you can print it out and hang it up. Now, I'm going to do something I don't often do today. I'm going to pray. And I am going to pray, treat, prayer affirmation, whatever you want to call it. But right now, I'm asking you to join me. Let go of any resistance right now. Take a breath. Be fully present. Allow the presence to find you right where you're sitting. Open your heart, open your mind. Be prepared to shift. Be prepared to have a new idea. First, by being a willing vessel. So right now, I speak this word for every single person listening now or later or whenever. There is a power, presence of love. It is grand. It is glorious. It is all encompassing. It is everywhere. It penetrates our very being. It inspires from the inside out. It is the very essence of who we are as we are. Every breath that is breathed is the breath of this inspiration. And I declare on behalf of each and every one listening now, that shift is happening now. That a shift from not enough to I am enough. A shift from I'm not worthy to I am worthy. I deserve my good, my greater good. I deserve to be in the flow. I am willing and I accept flow in my life. I expect flow. I accept flow from places known and not known, expected and not expected. And I am willing to be a vessel for good, for love, for generosity. I am willing to be a vessel that sources good to others. And I give from my overflow, from my flow and my overflow. The presence of spirit by means of me right now is activating deep within my consciousness this new idea. Spirit within me is activating possibility. Spirit is activating within me my willingness to accept my good. Oh, yes, please, wherever you are, breathe and speak a yes. Speak a conscious yes and speak a subconscious yes. Yes, yes, yes. On behalf of each and every one of us listening, I declare good and greater good. I accept it. Oh, I allow it. I appreciate it. And for the source that has inspired this, I say yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To the place where that God dwells within me. And so it is. Oh man, that feels good. It feels good. And by the way, this link that you're seeing right now, this book is a book and a program. It's a 31-day program. I'm going to bless Reverend Joel Fotinos once again because he took over. Oh, thank you for all the love I see on the Facebook page. Thank you. Reverend Joel Fotinos one time taught a class for me, and he told the class, go and write a treatment every day for 14 days. I think he said 14 or maybe 21. And I wasn't even there, but I said, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that myself. So I sat down and every day I wrote myself a treatment. And then a while later, I thought, oh, this would be good for the community. And then I thought, why don't we turn it into 31 days? That assignment turned into this, which is also a program that I teach every once in a while. But right now, and I didn't mean for this to be a commercial, although actually I'm going to take that back. I'm full out. I am happy with this book. I'm happy with the treatments in this book. Full out. $31 for $31, $1 a day for 31 days. You can get that program on the planshappinessinstitute.com site. But please, love on yourself. One other quick thing. Keep your mind and your reading and prosperity books a little bit every day. You might be doing other spiritual work and other stuff, but if prosperity is an issue, yes, Expect to thrive. Thank you, Diego, for putting that there again. Keep your mind and keep your eye on a prosperity reading. Oh my God, what's his name? Wallace Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. I can't tell you how much I love that book. That was another great source for me. Use my book, use Wallace Wattles, Edwin Gaines, Catherine Ponder, Stretton Smith, all sorts of people. Yes, yes, yes. Keep your eye on there, keep your mind there, and don't join the naysayers. Don't join the naysayers. On this very excited breath that I take right now, be well, be happy, be brilliant, and for God's sake, be prosperous and share from your prosperous overflow. Big love to you today. I'm so excited you joined me. Thank you. Be well. See you next week.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
New Thought Media Network is on the rise. We're looking to grow with you. Do you have technical media experience or perhaps a desire to learn? Are you willing to volunteer your precious time and attention? We share this message to benefit all. If you possess a computer with a camera and a microphone, we will share our knowledge with you. Behind the scenes or being the star, let us bless our one. Contact us at info@ntmedia.org.